Good morning. My name is Matt Harden, and I am doing an article review video. And this is week number 8. And the title of this article is Advertising 6 Feet Under. And there is a lot that I am going to talk to you about in the next 15 minutes on this article. And the first part of the article that I am going to talk to you about is giving an overview. And you can see that I pulled up the article on my laptop. And I apologize for the sun reflecting inside my window, since I am recording this in my apartment here on MVNU's campus. So, an overview of this article, you can see that this was launched as an advertising campaign that promoted the second series of the American television program 6 Feet Under. And this occurred back in May of 2003. And we also see that it talks about the images that were used, depicted live models, stylized, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, to resemble corpses, appeared to advertise a fictional brand of afterlife beauty accessories, including wound filler, lip lock, and embalming fluid. And I will definitely show you those pictures that are in this article here in just a few minutes. And you can also see that the campaign came under the scrutiny of the United Kingdom's Advertising Standards Authority when it received complaints from the general public regarding the pictures from these live models. So again, you'll see these pictures here in just a minute. And the overall, and I apologize for the slight movement as I'm recording this, since I am recording this on my iPhone. And we see here that the aim of this study was to identify the discourses employed by complainants when articulating their negative reaction to the campaign, and that word was complaint, so I apologize for the mispronunciation. And first, thematic content analysis of the complaint documents was undertaken. And you can see here at the extreme bottom, the 4 discourses were considered within the broader field of the sociology of morals. So now we're going to dive into the story here a little bit. So you can see there the controversy within this advertising campaign that the American television comedy drama 6 Feet Under was set in a fictitious American funeral home, which I thought was very, very interesting when I first read this article. And I thought that was rare to find a television show set in a funeral home, but again, that was in a fictional American funeral home, so not so it was all pretend, basically. And this first aired in the United Kingdom back in 2002, and you can see the program received critical acclaim. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. And you can see there that the campaign included adverts on billboards, magazines, plus the internet, and a Channel 4 television network as well in the United Kingdom. So we're going to go a little bit further down here through the article. And this article here talks about just the controversy that happened even before the launch. And we see, you can just see there that the spokesman acknowledged that 6 Feet Under was a very useful catalyst for discussion about dealing with death and bereavement. And you can see there that Channel 4 decided to proceed with the campaign as planned, even knowing that the adverts were likely to provoke fear and horror, which that was something else that I thought was very, very interesting reading this article, that a television station basically said, I'm going to go ahead and proceed with this campaign despite the complaints that we've already received. And so you can see there at the bottom, let me scroll down the picture here just a little bit, and then we're going to, I'm going to show you the pictures that I can definitely understand why the adverts were likely to provoke fear and horror, and for those, and for the audience members to definitely experience that. And just seeing the pictures, I kind of felt the same way. Look, I'm like, wow, that's not exactly what you want to see, especially, with as graphic as what the pictures are. So I apologize ahead of time if the pictures are offensive to you. And you can see here that the Advertising Standards Authority received 103 complaints regarding the campaign, and the Radio Times received 75 complaints. Hello Magazine received 20, and the ES Magazine received 2 written complaints. So here are the pictures that I'm going to show you, and that's figure 1. So you can see there, again, I apologize if that's extremely graphic to you. And there is the second picture. Now, the second picture was from the Radio Times Magazine, and if you didn't catch the first one was from Hello Magazine. So we're going to scroll down the page just a little bit more here, and you can see there something that that we can definitely learn from this. I'm going to skip ahead here just a little bit, but I will definitely come back to some things, persuasion concepts that I can identify. But I wanted to very quickly talk about ways that we can improve if in deciding to do a campaign. And you can see here that especially if you want to do a marketing campaign, you definitely don't want to do anything inappropriate as well. And so this is something that we can definitely learn from, that if we decide to do a marketing campaign, that the communication with that should not be misleading as well, and the communication should not cause any fear or distress without a very, very good reason. And you can also see there that if you want to do a marketing campaign, that you should not use shocking images like we saw just a little bit further up in this article. So again, those things we can definitely learn from if we decide to do a future campaign, especially on the marketing side. And I know the marketing side of the media is, there are some pretty good job opportunities there. But you definitely need to understand and remember that you don't want to do anything, as we see here, that would be offensive to your audience. So that is definitely something to remember. So here are some more pictures of the, this is the second side 2 of the 6 Feet Under advert from ES Magazine. And you can see here just the things that, just a little bit more info about the article, that the campaign included 2 billboard images, which were very similar in content and design to figures 1 and 2, which were displayed in 13 sites around London back in May of 2003. And regarding those billboard campaigns, within 2 weeks of that, the ASA received 9 complaints regarding the posters. And you can see the reason why there. And the news station did argue that although the images used seem to depict death, they acknowledge as a highly sensitive topic. They were respectful, and the models used were uninjured. So that is definitely something, another part of the article that I thought was very, very interesting, especially seeing those graphic pictures at the top of the article, or near the top of the article, that the station basically said, you know, these models were unhurt and they were respectful, and we definitely understand, you know, why we're getting so many complaints. So that definitely was something that I really liked about this article. And you can see a little bit further down that the campaign ranked 5th in the ASA's 10 most complained about campaigns in the year of 2003. So this was a really, really, really big topic that year, and a very big campaign as well. And you can see as we go a little bit further down the list. So here are the complaints, and I'm going to try and get through this within the next 4 minutes, as well as identifying some concepts within the article. So there are just a few of the complaints there, and so there is just some complaints there, and you can see here that there was not really a complaint, but you can see here, I should rephrase that, there was a complaint from a woman who worked in a care home, and you can see her complaint there, and then a couple more complaints there. So getting a little bit further down the article here, and I'm going to try and get through this as quick as I can. And you can see there that it talks about the interviews that were taking place, and the age groups for these interviews. That's pretty impressive, especially Hello Magazine. So your age group within the Hello magazines averaged right around being at age 25 to 28 on average. You can see the numbers there. And then we're going to read a little bit further down the article here. And so this talks about the images, and I will agree with this, where the woman model was supposed to look dead, which to me kind of looked like she was, or at least faking that she was. But you can see there that they're talking about the male model. Now looking at the male model picture, I didn't think that he was dead, but again, that's just the results from that. So you can see here the rest of the article here, and I apologize if I'm going a little too quick, so I hope you're able to see everything here. So getting down to wrap up the video, just some concepts that were taking place here. Now you can see, now personally, we definitely see some of the 4 stratagems of influence within this article, and these 4 stratagems of influence are found in chapter 5 of the textbook, and definitely one of them was source credibility, and the communicator in this case needed to appear likable or trustworthy, or possessed any other attribute that would facilitate persuasion. And we definitely see that, especially with the pictures, to where the communicator definitely appeared to be trustworthy of the images that were used. But probably more than likely the biggest 4 stratagem was emotions, and the emotions, arousing an emotion, and then they offered the target a way of responding to that emotion that happens to be the desired course of action. We definitely see that taking place with all of the complaints, to where, you know, the emotions of the people that complained definitely, we saw there, definitely had some strong emotion on that. So that is Advertising 6 Feet Under. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and God bless.